What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Crypto Sherpa Show, where I read you some current crypto news articles so you can stay informed on what's going on in the crypto space. But how are you doing today? It's Tuesday. Who's getting some tacos today? Actually, that sounds good. I'm getting pretty hungry right now. Maybe I should get some tacos. We got Casa Masa right across the street. Maybe. But welcome back, everybody, to the news. What's going on in the space? We have the U.S. has countless ways to purchase more Bitcoin or acquire Bitcoin for the U.S. Bitcoin Reserve. Yesterday, we had Bo Hines talk about how the race is on, get your Bitcoin, basically. And then he did an interview the other day, or was it yesterday, or was it this morning, with Anthony Pompliano. And he was talking about like different ways the U.S. can bolster its Bitcoin holdings for the reserve. One of those options could be reevaluating our gold certificates to reevaluate it and then have some money there to purchase more Bitcoin while still holding onto our gold. So that's an option. In the article I'm going to cover is going to talk a little bit more about it. There's also a crypto startup company out there that raised some capital. So if you ever wanted to get life insurance and have it paid out in Bitcoin, maybe this will be the company that does it. Again, it's a starter company, so we'll see how they do. And we have a bunch of other crypto news articles for you. A lot of exchanges had some downtimes today. We wonder what happened there. But let's go through the news. Let's see what's happening. First up, as we can see from Crypto Bubbles, it's kind of mixed reactions all the way in the market. We have a couple big winners there. We have Gas Up, Brett, Ergo, Checks, DeepSeek, and then there's a couple of red out there. But, oh, wait, these are our top 200 coins. Let's take a look at the top 100. Oh, look at that. OM is up 58% since its 90% dip yesterday, but a lot of the rest of the top 100 coins are in the red today, but that's okay. But let's continue on to the first article of the afternoon, which is U.S. has countless ways to bolster Bitcoin reserves, says Bo Hines. The U.S. is exploring every option to fund America's strategic Bitcoin reserve, according to White House Crypto Council Executive Director Bo Hines. So, wonder which ways we're going to do it. So the U.S. is exploring many ways to increase its Bitcoin reserve without paying tax dollars, including through tariff revenue and reevaluating the government's gold certificates, according to the executive director of Trump's administration Crypto Council. Now, we're looking at many creative ways out there, whether it be from tariffs. There's literally countless ways in which you can do this, Bo Hines said. And he said that in a recent interview with Professional Capital Management CEO Anthony Pompliano, that Hines said that treasuries could revalue its gold certificates, valued at $43 per ounce, to the current market price of $3,200 per ounce, creating a paper surplus to fund Bitcoin's purchases without even selling gold. So there's an option we can do. Now, everything is on the table, and like we've said, we want as much as we can get, so we're going to make sure that no stone is unturned, Hines said in an interview, which aired on April 14th. Here, we're going to get a little glimpse of that interview with Anthony Pompliano. Let's give this a quick little play. I think it's just about 1 minute long.
These ideas of acquiring more Bitcoin, I know that none of them have been decided on, but there are many that I think are somewhat obvious of, hey, you could revalue gold, sell it, move things over to Bitcoin. But I think that people drastically are underestimating maybe net new ideas. And so as you guys have been brainstorming, are there themes to things that you guys are thinking about? And, there's one thing to take American taxpayer dollars that are already somewhere within the U.S. government or on our balance sheet and kind of rearrange, right? Financial advisors all the time, they'll go and they'll rebalance their portfolio. That's kind of one whole theme. But then I've also seen Letnick and others talk about this idea of, well, maybe there's external revenue that we can drive and be able to use that. So how are you guys maybe from a framework standpoint thinking about, okay, what are the ways that we could go buy more Bitcoin?
Well, I think the Senator Lummis has really an interesting idea with the Bitcoin Act of 2025, which I know has taken the community by storm. But here, what you would do is you'd revalue the gold certificates that we currently have at Treasury, most of which are valued, I think, around like $43 an ounce, which is
a lot lower than what it's really worth.
Correct. Yeah. So now we're sitting at what, $3,100 an ounce, being the price of gold. And if you took that value, what you could do is use that extra funding in order to buy more Bitcoin that could be used for the reserve. But that's just one idea. And, that's currently circulating its way through Capitol Hill, and we'll see how many co-sponsors she can get and how she can pull her colleagues on board. But we're looking at many creative ways, whether it be from tariffs, whether it be from something else. I mean, there's literally countless ways in which you can do this. And, I'll defer to, some of our members inside the interagency working group to see what ideas they come up with inside of their own shops. But we'll look at everything. Everything's on the table. And like we've said, we want as much as we can get. So we're going to make sure that no stone is
It's unturned, is what he said. So yeah, let me Let's turn down that volume. But yeah, so they're going to look at every single option possible that they can do to increase it. But right now, the Cynthia Loomis's plan on the revaluing the gold certificates is kind of like a bigger one up there that might actually happen. But there's many options they can do. But the Bitcoin reserve will initially comprise asset forfeited in government criminal cases, but allow for the government to develop budget-neutral strategies for acquiring additional Bitcoin. So again, any criminal activity of Bitcoin that we acquire, or if there's any criminal activity and Bitcoin was involved and we were able to acquire that Bitcoin, the U.S. is never going to sell it. So that's one way. But how else can we get more Bitcoin other than just bad actors out there doing something wrong? They get caught and then we get their Bitcoin. There's got to be many other ways. So yeah, tariffs can be one option for it. Gold certificates could be another. So yeah, so they're working with many options out there. But during the interview, Hines said that the White House is also developing a digital asset framework outlining how the U.S. plans to support crypto innovation and promote U.S. dollar stablecoins worldwide. It'll provide clarity on many aspects of the space, whether it be from tokenization to staking, all sorts of things. Hines said, adding that Trump's administration has been moving rapidly to make America the crypto capital of the world. He said, "We're moving at tech speed. It's like we're a startup in this building," Hines said, "and we'll continue moving this along quite quickly." The report Hines referred to is expected to be published in late July or August. And in this interview, there was no mention of Trump's crypto ventures. So Hines wasn't asked to address some of the Trump's potential conflicts of interest in the crypto space, including the controversial official Trump meme coin and the Trump family business venture with Revalue Finance, which has raised by the opposition party. And there was quite a couple others that didn't get addressed. Like there was conflicts in currency. They talked about the shows. What else did they talk about? Tariffs and just all his acquisitions in there. It's like a list of 6 in this tweet out there. But last month, House Representative Gerald E. Connolly referred to the Trump token as a money grab that resulted in Trump-linked entities cashing in on over $100 million worth of trading fees. Now, Representative Maxine Walters also criticized Trump's meme coin on January 20th, referring to a rug pull while claiming the launch represented the worst of crypto. Now, the White House AI and crypto czar, David Sachs, said that the Trump meme coin was nothing more than a collectible. Hines also wasn't asked whether the U.S. completed an internal audit of its Bitcoin holdings, a task that was supposed to be completed within 30 days of the U.S. President Donald Trump's March 6 executive order establishing a strategic Bitcoin reserve. And yeah, I thought we should have had this audit last week. I covered an article about that. It's like, the government's getting audited like this Saturday, so let's wait and hear what we actually hold. So he didn't bring up that question out there, and we still haven't got word on that. But I did like how Anthony and Hines both were just talking about just the different ways the U.S. can increase their Bitcoin reserve. And yeah, I definitely like that gold certificates idea. So yeah, let's reevaluate it. Let's create that paper surplus and let's buy Bitcoin. And again, there's still time for you to get involved in buying Bitcoin. If you need help, give us a call at the club. We can help you out with that anyway. Set up an exchange, make some no KYC purchase with us. Just give this number a call that's scrolling down here, 941-413-6920. So that is one of the ways the U.S. can acquire more Bitcoin news. Now let's move on to this crypto startup company, which is paying out life insurance in Bitcoin. So yeah, so that's the plan, what they're doing. And they raised $40 million in a Series A fund, or is this a seed run? The company previously raised $20.5 million in a seed round from a number of investors, including OpenAI CEO Sam Altman. And what else do they acquire? So crypto startup, meanwhile, so that's what it's called, closed a $40 million Series A to scale its Bitcoin-denominated life insurance product. Now, the raise was led by Framework Venture and Folger Ventures, with participation from Wences Casares. The founder of the crypto bank Zoppo, according to the company's tweet, the team will use new capital for global geographical expansion, as well as for developing new product lines. Now, here is that tweet from Meanwhile, so about them just announcing that they're proud about the Series A funding they got. Now, this capital accelerates our global rollout of BTC-denominated life insurance and annuities, protecting users from inflation or currency risk. Now, their mission is to bring financial security to 1 billion people worldwide. Now, co-founder and CEO Zach Townsend added that the company will use the funds to ensure that the products are compliant with regulation in each jurisdiction as they expand. Notably, the round values, meanwhile, at $190 million, according to Fortune. Now, this is almost double the value following the funding round in 2022. Now, previously, the company raised $20.5 million in a seed round from a number of investors, including CEO Sam Altman of OpenAI, and other investors include Parker Conrad, Hunter Horsley, Michael Sigmore, Laura Speakerman, Lauren Coloni, Sam Bond, and many more out there. But Bitcoin is very attractive, says life insurance startup CEO Townsend Fortune, that the BTC can be unpredictable in short term, but it has a history providing returns in the long term. So they get it. They understand in the short term, it can be pretty stagnant. But if you look at Bitcoin in the long run picture, it's always outperforming every asset class out there. Now, the coin appreciated 13% in a week and 31% in a year, and it hit its all-time high of $786 in January, and then dropping 22%. And here we can see that from this chart from Bitcoin's current price cycle since last April. Now, Crypto News reported in December 2023 that the Gradient Ventures-backed Meanwhile Group unveiled a new private credit fund denominated in Bitcoin. The fund aims to provide investors with conservative yield in BTC and lend funds in BTC to institutional counterparties. Now, at the time, the company said that Meanwhile advisors, the group's subsidiaries, targeted a 5% yield for the Meanwhile BTC private credit fund term. Furthermore, the company launched Meanwhile Insurance for U.S. customers earlier in 2023. They accept premiums and pay benefits in Bitcoin only, and the goal is to minimize the risk of inflation and maximize returns. Now, this life insurance is similar to a typical one. The policyholder pays monthly premiums, but they pay in Bitcoin from their crypto wallet. Now, not in funds from a bank. The family receives the Bitcoin once the policyholder passes away. So yeah, they're paying in it with Bitcoin, and then the family will receive Bitcoin in the end. So not bad. Now, at the same time, Meanwhile generates revenue by lending out clients' BTC to large financial institutions, including crypto exchanges and market makers, for up to 2 years. It expects to see a 3% return on these loans to pay out clients and fund expenses. Now, here's some more tweets from them. So everyone deserves access to financial products that maintain their value over time, especially for long-term planning and family protection. This funding empowers us to reach more people who are concerned about political risk, currency risk, inflation risk, or regime risk. Now, our first product, Bitcoin-denominated whole life insurance, provides what traditional financial products cannot: protection from currency debasement while offering guaranteed payouts, tax advantages, and access to liquidity when needed. Now, per Fortune, Townsend argued that life insurance is integral to any functioning society. It provides financial protection for the policyholder's family. It may feel like the dollar is not as sure as a store of value as it might have been in the past, Townsend told Fortune, and so the idea of storing some value for your kids in the global censorship-resistant, decentralized, uncontrollable currency in Bitcoin is very attractive. So yeah, so these guys totally get it on what Bitcoin is, what they actually do, and like they understand the current fiat system too right now. It's like the dollar is not as stable as it used to be in the past, so maybe we go to an alternative asset that's really on the rise right now. So yeah, so we'll keep an eye on this company, see where they lead, see if they just fully succeed in it. Because again, I've heard of a couple of companies out there that kind of do this, but I don't know their names do it. So there is a competition in businesses out there starting life insurances and doing the payouts in Bitcoin. So yeah, we'll follow up with them meanwhile and see how they do and progress. So that's that crypto startup. Let's move on to some crypto lending news. So what's going on with crypto lending? What's happening? But crypto lending is down 43% from 2021's highs, but DeFi borrowing surges 959%. So, so you definitely always want to choose the decentralized side, but I mean, it also comes with risks. But the total crypto lending market has yet to recover from the collapse of the top CeFi lenders. But DeFi borrowing has made a 959% recovery from the bear market bottom. So, So the crypto lending market size remains significantly down from its $64 billion high, but decentralized financed borrowing has made a more than 900% recovery from the bear market lows. Now, crypto lending enables borrowers to use their crypto holdings as collateral to obtain a crypto or fiat loan, while lenders can loan their holdings to generate interest. Now, the crypto lending market is down over 43% from its all-time high of $64.4 billion in 2021, in which it's at now currently $36.5 billion at the end of the fourth quarter of 2024. And this data is coming from Galaxy Digital Research and was published on April 14th. Now, the decline can be attributed to the decimation of lenders on the supply side and funds, individuals, and corporate entities on the demand side, according to Zach Picorni, research associate at Digital Galaxy. And then here's crypto lending key events that I guess happened on the timeline. So we have like Coinbase is founded in May, Genesis. We have these, so it's basically just showcasing like the history of like exchanges being created, and then eventually some of them also they offered lending services. And here's the timeline. So yes, this is when Celsius went down, BlockFi was down, and Voyager. So yeah, there was tons of crypto lending platforms that didn't cut it when FTX had its collapse. But the decline in crypto lending markets started in 2022 when centralized finance lenders Genesis, Celsius Network, BlockFi, and Voyager filed for bankruptcy within 2 years as crypto valuations fell. Their collective downfall led to an estimated 78% collapse in the size of the lending market, with CeFi lending losing 82% of its open borrows, according to the report. Now, while the overall value of the crypto lending market has yet to reach its previous highs, DeFi lending has made significant recoveries, according to some metrics. Now, DeFi borrows grow nearly tenfold the DeFi borrows crypto during the bear market in the fourth quarter of 2022. However, DeFi open borrows rose to 19.1 billion across 20 lending applications and 12 blockchains by the end of 2024, representing a 959% increase over the 8 quarters from 2022's market bottom. Now, DeFi borrowing has experienced a stronger recovery than that of CeFi lending, wrote Galaxy's digital research. Now, this can be attributed to the permissionless nature of blockchain-based applications and the survival of lending applications through the bear market's chaos that felled major CeFi lenders. Now, unlike the largest CeFi lenders that went bankrupt and are no longer operating, the largest lending applications and markets were not all forced to close and continued to function as normal. So yeah, not all of them were shut down, just Voyager, Celsius, Serious Capital, one of them, and there was a couple others out there. But there was still a handful that still continued on and just, kept lending out or doing loans against their Bitcoin, cryptos, and But outstanding CeFi borrowers are worth a collective of 11.2 billion, which is 68% lower compared to the peak 34.8 billion combined book size of CeFi lenders achieved in 2022. Now, here is the chart showcasing that. So the CeFi lender market by size, and let's see, so who grew the most? This is a dark gray one. In 2022, we had Genesis, but who stuck around? In these colors right here, I see Tether survived, I see Lead End, and who's the final one? Coinbase. So those three guys are definitely the top ones on the list. So yeah, the three largest, I didn't have to look that up. The three largest CeFi lenders, Tether, Galaxy, and Lead End, account for a combined 88.6% of the total CeFi lending market and 27% of the total crypto lending market itself. So and there's still other crypto lending platforms out there. I think here at the club we're working with Salt Lending, so that's another one out there. And so not all crypto lending platforms are gone. Just like we had a couple that just went away with FTX, they couldn't cut it, but a couple still are thriving and doing quite well. But I guess the DeFi side is doing much better. So that's our crypto lending news. Now let's move on to NVIDIA and how they're moving a AI supercomputer production to the US. Now there has been many worries about tariffs out there, especially in the technology sector. It's like, our phones are going to get more expensive, chips are going to get expensive, Bitcoin miners are going to be harder to acquire and get, or maybe more expensive because of these tariffs. But by having NVIDIA move to the US and create chips out there, that kind of solves a lot of problems. So nothing to worry about there with tariffs then. Let's go through this article to learn a little bit more about this move. So NVIDIA will build Blackwell chips in Arizona and AI supercomputers in Texas to meet surging AI demand. Now, NVIDIA plans to manufacture its next generation of AI chips and supercomputers entirely in the US for the first time, the company said in a statement on Monday. Now, the move reflects a rising demand for AI infrastructures and broader push to localize advanced tech manufacturing, one that could also benefit crypto miners repurposing their facilities for AI and high-performance computing. Now, many of these operators already have access to large-scale power and cooling systems needed for data center operations, making them potential players in the growing AI economy. Now, crypto miners once singularly focused on hashing power and are increasingly looking for ways to fit into the AI and HPC supply chain, and their existence to access to power-dense infrastructures and logistical experiences and running industrial scale operations gives them a foothold as demand for AI computation surges. Now, recent tariffs by US President Donald Trump, however, is causing anxiety among miners out there as the policy changes are expected to raise costs on ASIC miners, electrical components, networking hardware, and more. Now, NVIDIA has secured over 1 million square feet of space across Arizona and Texas to build and test Blackwell chips and AI systems. NVIDIA said that production has already begun at TSMC's facility in Phoenix, and in Texas, supercomputer factories are being built with Foxconn in Houston and Wistron in Dallas, with full production expected within 12 to 15 months. Now, this marks a shift for NVIDIA, which has previously relied on overseas facilities. The company will also work with Amcor and Spill to handle packaging and testing in Arizona. Now, NVIDIA expects these efforts that they will support up to $500 billion worth of AI infrastructure in the next 4 years. CEO Jensen Huang called the shift the first time the engines of the world's AI infrastructure are being built in the United States. So come on over. We want it. We want you. We want more jobs and opportunities built here in America. So yeah, if they build a factory there, it needs people to run it. And there you go. Jobs created. So love it. So way to go, NVIDIA. And yeah, this kind of puts some tensions away, definitely on me though, with the tariffs and all. Like, sure, it was like, okay, so it should be minor, but hey, it makes mining Bitcoin a little bit more scarce and harder to do. So, but I think this is very good news. So that was that for you. Now let's move on to one more article before we go to the commercial. Or you know what? Let's just take a quick little break right now before we go to our next ad. So I'll see you guys in a short little minute.
In a world where your data is constantly under attack, one company stands for your digital freedom. Introducing Calyx Solutions, your gateway to ultimate online privacy and secure cryptocurrency trading. Meet the Liberty Laptop. With its modified OS and advanced tracking prevention, it's your shield against surveillance. Access restricted areas, use recommended security software, and browse with confidence. Your digital footprint? Virtually non-existent. For the crypto pros, we present the Crypto Laptop. Pre-configured on premium hardware for secure trading. Optimized for your favorite wallets and exchanges, it's the fortress your digital assets deserve. Both laptops come with expert individual training and support. You're never alone in your journey to digital empowerment. At Calyx Solutions, we put you in control. No more worrying about data breaches or compromised transactions. Ready to join the revolution? Visit calyxsolutions.io and choose your perfect laptop today. Plus, become an affiliate and earn while sharing the power of digital freedom. Calyx Solutions. Unlock your digital freedom. Give us a call or text at 702-845-8276 or visit us directly at calyxsolutions.io.
And we are back. So yes, if you want your crypto safe, get yourself a Calyx Solutions crypto-only laptop. Because again, we are our own banks now in crypto, and we need to be responsible for where we keep them. So yeah, so maybe give them a consideration if you just want to be safe. Now let's continue on with the news. What else do I got for you? So it looks like crypto gaming and gambling ads most expensive for onboarding users. Now why is that? So DeFi and CeFi campaigns are far more effective at reaching existing crypto users than crypto gaming and gambling campaigns, says a recent data. So crypto gaming and gambling campaigns are the most expensive way to acquire users with existing crypto wallets, ranking highest in cost among all sectors of the crypto industry in recent data. So why is it so expensive? Now, gaming and gambling campaigns are the most expensive, with a median CPW of $8.74 and a lower quartile of $3.40. Now, Web3 marketing firm Addressable co-founder Asaf Nadler said in a recent report posted on X that the CPW, or cost per wallet, is deemed a higher quality metric because it tracks the cost of website visitors with a crypto wallet already installed in their browser. So wallets like MetaMask, Phantom, Wallet Connect, so like those Web3 browsers usually keep up next to your URL. But these CPWs have a higher churn rate, and so yeah. Now, Nadler previously told Cointelegraph that their analysis data showed that users with a wallet are more likely to convert to crypto products out there. Now, here we see a chart of the CPW across different regions. So in Q1, it was like 5.8 in the US, then or $5.80, 50 cents, $1.01, and then it was $14 in Q4, and Sorry, just gotta look at a text message. I'll check that in a second, Heidi. But yeah, so it looks like it has increased in just the 3 quarters they had. But Nadler said that the high cost to return ratio of crypto gaming and gambling might be due to higher churn, speculative behavior, and intense competition, he added. Now, if Web3 gaming is truly inevitable, we need to find a more powerful UA engine to make it as sustainable as in Web2. However, Axie Infinity co-founder Jeff Jeho Zerlin said in an April 11 post on X that periods of high CPW are a good time to experiment. Now you can create new games, product lines, consolidate our market shares, and get ready for the next market expansion, Zerlin said. Now know when it's coiling phase and know when it's time to explode, he added. So he is really paying attention to it. But again, it's a great time to test it out, test some things out. Now, meanwhile, decentralized finance and centralized finance campaigns make it a lot easier to attract new crypto users. DeFi/CeFi campaigns are the most cost efficient with a median CPW at $2.79 and lower quartile of just 10 cents. So that is a big difference from $2.79. So what was the other one? From where was that pricing? From $8.74 to $3.40. So that is like a 4 times lower than what the current one is for gaming and gambling. Now, the results are based on 200 programmatic campaigns run on Addressable by over 70 advertisers claiming to target and anticipate 9.5 million users and globally. So here is the CPW by audience. DeFi and CeFi, $1.40 is a low, $2.40, $14.50. Layer 1s and Layer 2 campaigns are like at 40 cents. Average is $2.60. But when it comes to gaming, that's $3.60 for the best results and $8.20 with also a high of 16 and 8. So yeah, so it tracks how CPW varies across market cycles, regions, campaign strategies, and audience segments. Now, premium markets cost more to reach crypto users during downturns. Now, Nadler said that while premium markets experience low-cost conversions for existing crypto wallet holders during bull runs, attracting their attention becomes significantly more expensive during the market downturn. Now, he highlighted that in 2024, the US and Western Europe saw CPWs increase by 4 times and 27 times, respectively, between Q1 and Q3, as the markets continued to consolidate and interest from crypto wallet holders waned. Now, while these markets provide scale and quality during bull runs, they become significantly more expensive when sentiment turns bearish, making them less sustainable during downturns, Nadler said. Now, meanwhile, emerging markets like Latin America and Eastern Europe offer exceptionally low CPW and favorable conditions, but can experience extreme cost volatility. So you may go somewhere else for it, and get a nice low fee, but it's kind of volatile like Bitcoin, and so prices may get significantly higher than over here. So yeah, so that is kind of why gaming ads and gambling ads are a little bit more expensive out there. So if you're wondering, like when you're like on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, I really don't see it. Let's just say at Twitter. When you're on Twitter and you see some crypto ads out there, and you might get wondering, it's like, I'm seeing a lot more like crypto exchange ads out there, or I see a lot more. What were the other ones? You have CeFi, DeFi, and then you have Layer 1s, Layer 2. So you got ads talking about cryptocurrencies, blockchains. But then when it comes to gaming, there's not too many out there. But that's just because it's just so much more cost effective, or just more costly to do it. But that's our crypto and gaming news. If you're just curious about that, we just found out why. Now let's move on to some crypto exchange news out there. There was a lot of downtime, and then also blocks out there with some crypto exchanges and apps out there. But we're going to start off with Binance, KuCoin, and other crypto firms, which were hit by Amazon's web service issue. I believe this was yesterday. So some withdrawals didn't go through. Some transactions are just paused. So let's go learn a little bit of just what happened. So Binance opened up withdrawals just over 5 minutes after the issue was first reported. Users are still reportedly facing issues placing trades on both Binance and KuCoin. So crypto exchanges Binance and KuCoin temporarily suspended withdrawals amid reported issues with their data center provided Amazon Web Service. Now, we're aware of an issue impacting some services on the Binance platform due to temporary network interruptions in AWS data center, Binance said in X. Now, some orders are still successful, but some are failing. If users failed, they may keep trying. So if you're on Binance or Kraken and you try to do an order or something and it didn't go through, just keep giving it another try. It should eventually go through. But Binance opened withdrawals just over 5 minutes after the issue was first reported. Users are still reportedly facing issues placing trades on both Binance and KuCoin, an next post showed. Now, crypto wallet Rabby and on-chain analytics tool DBank reported issues separate of X as well, with all services unavailable. Now, AWS is a cloud computing platform providing service like storage, computing power to all kinds of businesses, and an outage may disrupt these services and impact companies relying on AWS's for websites, applications, or data storage. So if anything goes wrong with that cloud computing platform, then your website's not going to function properly. So that's just what happened. We don't know what exactly did happen, with the AWS. Like, what happened there? Was there a little error? Was there a glitch? So I'm sure we'll get more news, but I'm just letting you know if you're wondering why, your trades or transaction wasn't working, it was because of this AWS issue. So just letting you know. Now let's go on to these crypto exchanges out there are being blocked because they're unregistered crypto apps. So Apple Store is blocking a lot of crypto apps out there in South Korea. So South Korea's FIU blocks 14 unregistered crypto apps on Apple's platform, intensifying its crackdown on foreign exchange targeting local users. Now, South Korea's Financial Intelligence Unit announced on Monday that it had blocked domestic access to 14 unregistered foreign crypto apps on the Apple App Store as part of a new regulatory measure. Now, the blocked platform included major names like KuCoin and MEXC, sending a clear signal to overseas exchanges lacking local approval. Now, here's a list of pretty much a lot of the coins that got annexed from the platform. So we see KuCoin, MEXC, FIMEX, XT, Bitrue, CoinW, ZoomX, Poloniex, BTC, DigiMax, Poloniex, Biofin, and Apex Pro. And I can't tell there's more down beneath it, but that's just some of the exchanges that were blocked because they're not just compliant. They're not following the rules yet. Now, the move followed a similar action on March 25th when the FIU asked Google Play to restrict access to 17 unregistered crypto platforms. Now, South Korea's crypto companies must operate legally in order to play game. Now, under the Act on Reporting and Using Specified Financial Transactions Information, commonly referred to as Special Financial Transaction Information Act, any virtual asset service provider, or VASP, conducting business that targets users in South Korea must register with the FIU. Now, the requirement for registration include providing services in Korean, supporting Korean won-denominated transactions, or engaging in marketing campaigns aimed at South Korean residents. Now, non-compliant platforms face penalties, including fines of up to 50 million won and prison terms of up to 5 years. So the 14 apps recently removed from Apple's platform, KuCoin, Binance, I already named them all off, were found to be offering services to South Korean users without securing the required FIU registration. Now, according to the Financial Service Commission, Apple Korea took action on the FIU's request starting April 11th, cutting off access to new users in South Korea and blocking updates for existing ones. Now, the FIU has indicated that it will continue working with internet service providers, mobile platforms, and regulatory partners to prevent access to unregistered crypto apps and websites. Now, from Google to Apple and beyond. On March 25th, Google blocked 17 unregistered VASP apps at the FIU's request, including several platforms now also restricted on Apple's App Store. So not just there by not buying the rules. Now, which exchanges were those? Let's find out. So this dual platform crackdown aims to close any remaining loopholes that allow overseas operators to sidestep South Korea's strict crypto license regime. This dual platforming strategy is part of an escalating campaign to close gaps that allow unregistered exchanges to reach South Korean users. As of March 2025, multiple investigations have been launched into foreign exchanges suspected of operating illegally within the country. Now, KuCoin, CoinW, BitUnix, BitMEX, and KSEX remain under investigation for continuing to serve South Korean users without proper registration. Now, to aid public awareness, the FIU has published an official list of registered VASPs on its website, and South Korean users are advised to verify platform registration status and withdraw any funds from the unregistered platform to reduce risks. Now, South Korea is not the only one to do this. Japan also mirrors South Korea's crypto enforcement strategy. So South Korea's regulatory push is not unfolding in isolation. Japan has been taking similar steps to curb unlicensed crypto activity within its borders. In February 2025, Apple reportedly removed access to apps for exchanges including Bybit, BitGet, KuCoin, MEXC, and BitCastle for users in Japan. Now, this followed a November 2024 warning from Japan's Financial Service Agency, which accused several platforms of offering Japanese language services and support without local authorization. By early February, Japanese users were no longer able to download the apps from the App Store, often encountering messages such as "cannot connect to iTunes Store." Now, to operate in these regulated markets, exchanges must seek licenses, improve compliance, and work more closely with regulators. Until then, the crackdown continues. So just if you're near those areas, South Korea, Japan, you will probably not be able to get these apps at all, not until the exchanges just become more friendly, compliant, and just follow the rules. But again, in crypto though, you can also just go the DeFi route. Get yourself your own self-custody wallet, use decentralized exchanges out there, anonymous swapping sites, and you're good. That just kind of gets past all of that right there. But that is all of our exchange news for you, just what's going on with exchanges and around the world. And lastly in the news, looks like the minister's X account got hacked to promote a crypto scam. So guys, there's a lot of these scams popping up recently. I think last week I covered Slash's X account was hacked, promoted his Guns N' Roses, was it Guns N' Roses token? I think that's what it's called, Guns. But there are so many X accounts that are just being hacked right now, promoting fake coins. If you see someone pushing a coin on X, just don't do it. Just hold off for at least a week, because you never know if their account got scammed. But let's go through this and see if we can find out how her account got hacked. So here we go. This is the minister. What's her name? Lucy Powell. So government minister Lucy Powell's X account has been hacked to promote a scam, House of Commons cryptocurrency. A string of now deleted posts on the House of Commons leaders account described the HCC coin as a community-driven digital currency, bringing people's power to the blockchain. The MP's office confirmed her account was hacked on Tuesday morning, and said steps were taken quickly to secure the account and remove misleading posts. Other public figures with a large number of followers who have been targeted in similar ways by online hackers recently include BBC journalist Nick Robinson. Some of the posts from Powell's account, which is verified by the platform and mentions her cabinet position in the bio, include an image of the House Commons logo. Now, the MP for Manchester Central, who has nearly 70,000 followers on X, has been the leader of the House of Commons since Labour won Powell last summer. Now, that role is responsible for planning and supervising the government's legislation program, while also upholding the rights of the backbench of the MPs. Now, taking over X accounts to advertise crypto scams out there is a common method used by cyber criminals. So it's nothing new. We see it all the time. But fraudsters often take over accounts using phishing emails, scam emails containing links to websites that either access systems or tricks users into sharing their passwords. Now, passwords can also be obtained using leaked information from data breaches. At that point, cyber criminals take over the account and plan their posts around hastily spun up crypto coins that can only take a couple hours to create and launch. Now, they hope that the high-profile and trusted accounts might encourage people to buy some of the otherwise worthless coins so they can make some money before it all gets blocked and stopped. Luke Nolan, Senior Research Associate at CoinShares, an asset management company specializing in digital assets, said the hack of Powell's account was an example of pump and dump. This is where people who create the crypto coin inflate its value, get others to invest, and then sell the majority share to get profit, but leave the coins worthless. Mr. Nolan stated that there had only been 34 transactions on the coin, which would have led to a profit of 225 euros. Now, a House of Commons, 225 pounds. I always get those fiat symbols confused. Now, a House of Commons spokesman said UK Parliament takes cybersecurity extremely seriously. We provide advice to users, including members, to make them aware of the risks and how to manage their digital safety. However, we do not comment on specific details of our cybersecurity policies. Action Fraud said that there was a rise in social and email accounts being hacked in 2024, with 35,343 reports. It advises setting up two-step verification for accounts and using a strong, unique password of 3 random words. Now, earlier this year, Robinson, who presents BBC Radio 4's Today program, said his X account was hacked after he clicked on an email he wrongly believed was sent to him by the social media platform. Post on his account claimed that he was launching a cryptocurrency called Today. So yeah, even if you just click a messed up email out there, that could lead to so many problems. So when you're looking at emails, be sure you know what you're reading, because I guarantee that email was a change password link email. He probably clicked on it and then boom, scammer just got in. So just be careful on everything you click on. Also, don't just follow anybody's X account if they're posting about some coin out there, because it's probably a pump or dump and their account probably got hacked. So just be careful out there. Just want to make you aware that this is common. It's always going on. So I'm going to keep reporting it, so that way you will just always just have in the back of your mind that you will not fall for it. So that is all the news I have for you. Let's see, Bitcoin is currently at $84,898, so still like 85. Our fear and greed index is 29. It was at 31 this morning, so it is moving up. So yeah, so markets are doing pretty good right now. I think outside of the crypto exchange news out there, I thought we had a lot of good news articles today. So definitely bullish in the price action of Bitcoin right now. And yeah, so I hope everybody has a fantastic rest of their day. I got to get ready for our Tuesday crypto class here at the Crypto Club. So that's going to start at 1:30. So if you guys want to be a part of those classes, they're Tuesdays and Thursdays here at the club or via Zoom. I send out a weekly email out to all of our club members. And yeah, so today's crypto class is just Bitcoin and crypto terms, because we have a lot of new members out there and we talk crypto. I may say a word you do not know. So we're going to get everyone up to date on their vocabulary in crypto. But again, hope everyone has a fantastic day. Hit that like and subscribe and notifications icon, and I will see you again tomorrow at noon. Peace.
Tired of jumping through hoops to buy Bitcoin? Frustrated with endless paperwork and invasive identity checks? Introducing Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club's loan program. No KYC required. Say goodbye to the hassle and hello to freedom. Borrow up to $250,000 at as little as 7% interest. Join our community and take control of your financial future. Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where privacy meets opportunity. Connect with like-minded individuals and grow together. Visit us today and unlock your $250,000 Bitcoin loan. Your journey to financial freedom starts here.